Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 secrets, rare customization, and things you didn't know about some of the unreleased upcoming Grand Theft Auto Online vehicles that should be releasing pretty soon. That's right. So I've done a full 90-minute live stream customizing these vehicles, but there are some secrets and some things you might want to know before you invest in them yourself. So those are the things we're going to be talking about in this video. So let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, so we're going to be starting with the LCC Sanctus, which is the Halloween bike, and this one makes the most sense to start with because it's likely the one that's going to be coming soon. And one of the big features about the Sanctus is the glowing red lights that are actually on this bike, and that are on this bike because of the skull attachment on the front. Well, what happens if you actually apply xenon lights? Well, you don't want to do this because what this is going to do is it's actually going to take away the red glowing lights. If you switch to xenon, they just become the normal xenon style lights that you see on any bike or any other vehicle. So once again, you do absolutely not want to do that. You can see the difference right there. The stock lights in this case are best. I'm not sure how you guys feel about xenon versus stock in general, but on this bike, you definitely need to not select those because, like I said, the reason this bike is $2 million, and that's the price tag of it in online, is because of the unique customization. And one of those options are those headlights. So don't change them to xenon. Otherwise, it's not going to make sense. You might as well not buy this bike. Now, another part of this, and this again, you can choose to remove this customization if you want. You can make this as Halloween-like or as little Halloween-like as you want. So I would recommend that you keep it all because it makes the bike unique. But if you actually go to bodywork, you can change all of these and make it into a normal style kind of chopper. Now, once again, I don't recommend you do that because then you really don't get that cool look. And if you do something like this, obviously, it doesn't make it look all that unique. Now, there are some parts of the bike that will be the same no matter what. Like you can see this spider web right here. The skull is something you absolutely cannot remove either. So like I said, there are parts that will remain the same no matter what. But if you're going to get this bike, you should probably keep all the really cool Halloween updates and attachments on there because otherwise it really just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Why would you do that when you could just buy another bike? And this one's going to cost you $2 million. So those are just some warnings for the Sanctus. Let's move on to the Pegasi Vortex. This is another bike coming into the game. This one has 2 sets of unique customization. The first has to do with the headlight. You can see there are 2 types of lights. You have alien cover, which is pretty cool, and then you have alien secondary lights. And I'm sure not a lot of you guys would know what the alien secondary lights do, but I'm about to tell you guys what they do right now. Basically, the secondary color that you choose for this bike is going to end up being your headlights. I say headlights because they're not that bright, but I'll show you guys what they do in a second. And then there's another customization option that I thought was really unique in the engine block called It's Lit, which is really cool as well. It will also pick up your secondary color, and you can see kind of where that shines through right there. So the secondary color is very important on this bike, as you'll see, for a multitude of reasons. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make it a pretty bright color, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. So this is what the bike looks like right here when you apply those 2 customization options. Those are your headlights right there. Now, I'm turning the headlights on and off right now, as you can see by the brake lights. So they don't change in brightness, and you can obviously see what it does to the side of the bike right there. You get that glow effect that comes from the engine block. So you got to take the good with the bad. The good is that it looks awesome, but the bad is you obviously lose any real headlight ability. As you can see here, we're in the dark. Now, this area is pretty bright where it doesn't have that big of an impact, but if you want actual headlights, I would recommend you go with the regular alien head attachment. So this is what the regular alien head cover looks like right here, and you can see that it has a normal set of headlights that you can make bright and that you can turn off and go into normal mode as well. So those are some pretty cool options for the Vortex right there. Let's go ahead and move on to another unreleased vehicle right now. And that vehicle is going to be the Declasse Tornado Rat Rod. Now, there's 2 things about the Rat Rod that I think are awesome. The first of which is just the level of detail that Rockstar have gone into this, and that is like the belt drive right there. Number 1, it's always moving when it's on, so that's really cool just to see the detail that they've gone into right there. And also, if you change options on the hood, you'll notice that its belt drive will also change depending on what you put on there. So the triple intake and single intake bug catcher has a different sort of belt system than the stock one. So that's a pretty cool thing that I noticed right there. And obviously the attention to detail that Rockstar has is really, really awesome. So that is super cool. And one other thing you might want to be aware of is on the rat rod, the back wheels do not actually change. So you can see I'm changing the front wheels right now, but the back ones are always going to remain the same. So you can never, ever get rid of them. So that's unfortunate if you don't like the back look. If you do like the way they look on the back, it's fine. And if you want to match, there's a muscle wheel that looks almost identical. It's called 5-star. So that's what I did in my customization video. Just got you guys like almost an identical look right there. So those are some things I noticed on the Tornado rat rod. Again, back wheels do not change, and you can match them if you want, and that pretty cool belt drive feature also. Now up next, a lot of people have been asking me if every color of the Shotaro glows, and I'm about to tell you right now that not every color glows. You can see black does not. Basically all of the blacks have no glow, but as you get into pretty much every other color, yes, they are going to glow. Now some, as you can see here, are going to glow brighter than others. You really are just going to have to play around with it in the Los Santos custom shop, but that is something you need to keep in mind, that not every color is going to glow. Just like this one, dark green, that really doesn't have much of a glow, but obviously you could have expected that by the title of the color itself. Like I said, there are some ones that glow much brighter than others, and you're just going to have to play around with them as best as you can. But not all of them have that super shiny glow effect like sort of the bright blues, like this diamond blue right here, or even something along the lines of like this bright racing blue, or even ultra blue for that matter. Not all of them are going to shine the exact same. However, they do have the same effect no matter what color you choose. So if you go for a matte color, they're going to glow pretty much equally as much. It really doesn't have that much of an impact on the bike itself, at least what I've noticed. And if you couldn't tell by now, it's the secondary color that has an impact on that specific color. The primary one is going to change everything about the bike that does not glow. So for example, if I want to make this white, I can make it white, and that's the effect you're going to see. So those are just some quick tips about the Shotaro. Not every color glows, so you got to be careful with it. And when it does release in the game, you're just going to have to play around with it and figure out what works best for you. And finally, last but not least today, we've got the Yuga Classic. Now, I do apologize for the live stream footage of this because when I tried to bring my Yuga into Grand Theft Auto 5, it wasn't working. Like I had none of the customization options, but this car has a really cool option. It has a tertiary color, which means that it has 3 customization options as far as colors can go, which is awesome because we rarely ever have seen that before, which is so cool. So the tertiary option affects the sunstrip as well as some other tiny parts of the car, as you can see in this footage right here. So that is really cool, which means this van is going to have a lot of customization to it, which is amazing. And there's also kind of a Easter egg in one of the liveries as well. There's a livery called Surf's Up, and it's actually a parody of the Mystery Machine, which I think is awesome. We know the Mystery Machine from the Scooby-Doo cartoon and TV show and whatnot. So that's pretty awesome. And obviously, if anyone has watched that show, they're going to recognize that immediately as the Mystery Machine. So that is so awesome. And that's a cool little Easter egg that Rockstar threw in there. Now, there is still one unreleased bike that I don't really have any secrets for or anything like that. So I didn't really think it was necessary for me to show that off to you guys. And that is the Pegasi Skey. So the Skey kind of reminds me of the PCJ 600. And like I said, I wish I had found something cool for that bike, but I really haven't. It's just super normal. There isn't really anything special for it. And I don't know when it's going to release in the game because it doesn't really have a theme unlike the other ones. It's very obvious that the DeClasse Rat Tornado is going to be released with the Halloween update. At least it feels obvious to me, along with the Sanctus. It's clear that the 2 futuristic bikes, the Shotaro and the Vortex, are going to be coming along with that new adversary mode as well, the one that's Deadline and has to do with Tron. So the Skey just kind of sticks out. It really doesn't have a home. I almost thought that Rockstar were going to release it last week when they did the Demon and they did the other one, the Raptor, and then this one. That would have made sense, but they only did 2 for whatever reason. But hopefully we'll see the Skey soon. Again, there isn't any customization that I can tell you guys about here that is exciting or interesting in really any way. So unfortunately, it did not make it onto the list, although it is a really cool bike. So I would still recommend that you get it. It's just going to be used for more casual things and doesn't really have anything that crazy, special, or unique about it. Anyways, like I said, that's really all the information I have for you guys today. Some secret and rare customization customizations and things you need to know about before you buy these vehicles whenever they're released in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.